everyone. Happy Thursday. Thank you for joining me here tonight. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make lovely and quirky hand embroidery kits. And I am here every weeknight at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. That's 9:30 Eastern and 6:30 Pacific. And it's a time where we can relax and craft together for about an hour. And I work on projects from beginning to end, so you can be part of the whole part of the process. So thanks again for joining me. We are continuing on the Betz White Lil Felt Village Spooky Clock Tower Stitch Along. So we made the little clock tower roof, and we got all the other cute little parts. Tonight we are going to start adding the stabilizer. So this is that Peltex stabilizer. So we'll see how that goes. I have not used that before. So I'll be following Betz's instructions on teachable.com again for the class. If you are interested in the class, the link is below. It is for 12 of these little villages, little houses, kind of like those ceramic holiday villages that people collect. So, all right, I'm going to flip you guys around and we'll get started. Again, thank you for joining me here. I hope you check out our Facebook group, Penguin and Fish Crafters, and check out the website, penguinandfish.com, where you can get a free embroidery pattern there. So thanks again. I'm going to flip you around. All right, lots of little parts here. We are going to be dealing with all of these parts tonight. So to start off, let's go over to the iPad again. So here is the teachable.com. This is what we did last night. Here is our finished roof. Oh, just first of all, let's take a look at the clock tower again, what we're doing here. Here is the adorable, adorable clock tower. We are doing it in this pretty kind of burgundy color. Here's the clock face right there. And yeah, that is the plan. And we are almost at the stage, well, we're at the stage now where we're going to start making it stable enough to hold itself up. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go back to the stitching the roof. All the instructions are on the side here, all the kind of the chapters. So we're going to go complete and continue. And that's going to jump us to the next step. So stabilizing the tower. That is this right here. So first we need to get our Peltex, which is that white piece that we cut, and we need to chop out the little our little windows here. And then we'll be pressing it, so I'm excited about that. So all right, let's get going. Again, I have not used this Peltex before, so if you guys have used it, let me know. Let me know what you think. Okay, let's see. We have all of these little shapes cut out, so I need to find the tower. Yep, stabilizing the tower. I did label them, so that's good. All right, here we go. So this we've kind of added these score lines, and in Betz's instructions, she mentions that when we press it, I guess we're not quite there yet, but when we press it, we want to kind of work these score lines a little bit more, so we get our square that we're wanting. Okay, so we want the sticky side up. So it's not actually sticky yet, but there is, so with Peltex, it has like a soft side, a side that kind of feels like felt. And then there's a side that's, you can see these little nubbins on it. It's a little scratchy. It's a little plasticky feeling. That is the glue side. So we want, it looks like we want the glue side up, because that's the side we're going to be putting onto here. We're just going to kind of line up our felt, and we need to draw these characters in here. Yes, Kathy, all of this is pretty new to me as well. And that's kind of the fun of it, it's still kind of a low-key project. It's not so difficult that you can't do, you know what I mean? It's just one of those things that okay, I gotta make sure I get the right materials and see how see how it goes and just follow the instructions. So it's fun to do this 3D stuff though. That's exciting. I do like the 3D things. I feel like it's just more touchable. It's more real sometimes than a flat object. All right, so I'm just going around these windows here. And we'll line it up and press. So it does in the instructions say to use like a pressing, like a press cloth. So what I have for that is just a kitchen towel. That's all I'm using for that. Oh, and Betz mentioned, you know, we've been using 6 strands, like all 6 strands of embroidery floss for these to get like these really thick lines. I guess in the instructions, I missed this. In the instructions, it said to use 3 strands of floss. You know, I was worried because we hardly had any floss left over. If you use 3 strands, then you'll have twice as much floss as what you need. So we got these nice thick lines on here. The 3 strands of floss would look perfectly lovely as well. But anyway, just if you guys are working on it or are thinking about working on it, you can use the 3 strands, that's fine. All right, so we need to cut this out. So I am not using a craft knife like an X-Acto blade. I'm hopefully just gonna trust my super sharp scissors here. I wonder if I can even just jab through. I don't want to bend it so much because, you know, we want the sturdiness to stay sturdy. I don't want tons of folds everywhere except for the folds that we make on purpose here. You like the look at the 6 strands? I kind of do too. I mean, I thought just from looking at the example, like the on-screen example, that it was 6 strands. So my guess is the 3 strands probably looks pretty similar, but there is a fun heftiness to the 6 strands. All right. So it did mention that you need a nice, good, sharp scissors for this, and I'm using my favorite sharp scissors. Cuts through anything. Love it. This is that Kai professional dressmaker's scissors. I think I probably have a link to it, but it's the Kai 7, I think it's they call it like the 720 series or something. So this is the 7230. I think it's a little shorter actually than their other dressmaker one. I think that's like the 7250 or something. Something like that. I'm not quite sure. All right, so that's window number 1. I think that's probably fine, as long as when we lay this on top, it looks like our window's on the, like it's on the inside. So I think maybe erring on the side of trimming it a little more than need be is probably a good idea. I'm just gonna trim a little bit more on the side because I don't really want to see any of the white from the Peltex, but you know, we don't need to be perfect either. Exactly, Kathy. You can always get more skeins. Bonnie. I did not make soup. However, we made the equivalent of a refrigerator soup, but we made something else that we like to call in this household meat mush. So it's basically the same concept of a refrigerator soup where it's like whatever's in the fridge you cook in the soup, but just in our cast iron pan instead without all the liquid. So we had some ground meat, so I just cooked that up in the cast iron and put in a ton of cut vegetables, and we still put a can of tomatoes in, and you know, some salt, and it was perfectly fine. So meat mush, almost like soup, almost like refrigerator soup, but just without the broth. Totally worked. Filled us up. It was quick. Got rid of stuff in the fridge. Points all around. Okay. Next up, I'm just kind of stabbing a little hole in here, and I think that's working good enough. All right. Shimmy around this guy. Like I'm cutting on the outside of these lines. And again, I don't think this really needs to be all that perfect. I think ideally you want, you know, it to err on a little excess just so you don't actually see it through the windows a lot. That'd be my guess, at least. Ooh, and you guys, we will be putting in the vellum tonight for this piece too. It looks like. So I read ahead on just this particular instruction. That's it, the tower, the fusible tower bit. And it did look like we were going to put the vellum windows in. So the vellum, that's what this is here. I'll just show you quick. So this is that vellum sheet. It's from like the crafting or the scrapbooking section of the store. And look, so we're going to put those on as our windows. And then we got these cute little like blinky, they even blink a little bit, these little candles, battery candles, and that's gonna go behind our windows in the clock tower here. So it's gonna flicker, look at it flicker. Oh my gosh, I'm really kind of stoked for that part, which obviously I'm sure is the last part ever, is you put the little candles in there. But I'm excited that we're actually putting some of the vellum in today. So I noticed that this is I'm doing this kind of upside down, but I think it's fine. I'm doing it like how the picture has it. It has the flap over here on the right side. Ooh, this is a little difficult. I could see why a craft knife or like an X-Acto blade would work well for this. If you are using an X-Acto blade, you know, those are super duper duper sharp, like a rotary cutter, so just be careful. Definitely use it on one of those self-sealing cutting mats. Self-sealing, is that what they call them? Self-healing cutting mats, a self-healing cutting mat. Keep your fingers out of the way. They're scary. It looks like I didn't make that as big on the bottom. Let's just lay this on top and see what it looks like again. I'm standing above it just to check it out. I mean, it looks good. I want to make sure that, you know, it looks like I might have a little bit of white up here, but I might just, I don't know, I might just let that be. Actually, I'm kind of just stretching it as I do this. I'm just kind of scratching it up in place, and I think we can just start pressing this right away. So I might just get it to where it needs to be. Like right now, it looks really good. So we should press this. I'm gonna get my iPad out of the way here. All right, set the felt aside and cut window holes. All right, we did that. Place the felt back on the top of the Peltex. Cover with a press cloth and fuse to the iron. Do not press this exposed part here. Okay, we can do that. So here is my my wool pressing mat. I'm gonna get a little higher here. Grab my iron. Okay, so this is what I have for my pressing mat. It's just a kitchen towel. I don't know, let's double it up. It's clean, but it's a little gnarly, this kitchen towel. So I'm gonna leave this exposed so I don't get that, but I guess we're just gonna go on top of this. I think my iron's heated up. Scares me a little bit. So little by little, I guess, pressing. Okay, take care not to iron the exposed Peltex. To get crisp corners, you can rescore the wall segments from the Peltex side. Okay. All right, so first off, let's even see if this is working. Maybe I have to heat the iron up a little bit more. Let's check. This is the part that makes me nervous, is this pressing part. Oh no, we got a ways to go yet here. So I'm gonna make sure that the iron is on high heat. Let's fully charge this thing. Get everything in the right spot again. We're gonna go a little at a time. And you know what? I'm gonna just do one layer of my cloth. Oh, Oh, a black cat silhouette in the archback window. Oh my gosh, I love that. So I do, you know, we didn't add, you know, any vines, or we talked about adding an owl and embroidery or something, but I think that's a good idea. I would like to come back to it and add some of those little details like that, like a little cat, or, you know, we have all that extra felt too, like we could make a little, little characters out of the extra felt and get them on. I think that would be kind of fun. Gosh, honestly, I'm not even sure I've pressed anything with a pressing mat like this before. All right, we're on high now. All right, we're starting to stick here. Okay, it's not coming off. All right, let's keep going. Go a little higher here. I'm nervous for this Peltex, but this is, you know, again, one of the reasons that I love working on other designers' projects is I would just, it's just out of my comfort zone, you know? I mean, that's how you learn new things, try new things like this. Okay, how are we doing? Okay, this part needs quite a bit yet, obviously. But from there beforehand, it looks pretty good. I mean, we do have a little bit of this white Peltex, but I bet you we can just trim that. So, all right, so we're just at this top half that I've been kind of babying because I don't want to get this part. So let's just cover it up again. I'm reheating the iron right now. This is kind of down a level because, you know, we have the thickness of the felt. So I think as long as I don't move too close to it, we're going to be fine. This is exciting. I've never used this stuff before. So this is, I think this Peltex, that's typically what people use when they make bags and stuff, I believe. So it just makes your fabric sturdier. And that's, you know, exactly what we need it to do as well. Oop, extra embroidery floss in the way. Okay, I want to make sure that I get these corners. Okay, let's see how we did. Oh man, that still needs it there. This side's good though, so it's working, it's getting there. Wow, it's not really centered anymore. That's fine. All right, we need to hit that some more. Again, let's do just the one layer. I think I'm being too timid with it. We just need to get right on over here and press. Let me know if you guys have used this Peltex before. Again, I'm nervous about it for some reason. Like I just, you know, it's not like I'm gonna really wreck anything. Oh yeah, we're sticking now. Okay, I think we got it. All right. Yeah, so that's stuck for sure now. So now we can kind of revamp our scores a little bit now. I might actually just get, here we go. We have a ruler. I might just fold. Oh, look, my lines are different now because I flipped it the wrong way. Well, I can still see the scores. So I'm just going to kind of go like that. Oh, Robin, you've used it in a purse before. That's good to know. Then we got this last score. It's kind of remembering where the scores are, even though they're marked differently now. So I'm going to do this one thing that Betz shows in her picture. She kind of folds it like this, and then gets it with the iron again, just to you know, reinforce the idea that we want those lines, we want those scores. Oh gosh, I could just use this. Oh no, we're fine still. There, we're just kind of reinforcing these. It looks like I might need to add a little dab of tacky glue here and there. All right, let's fold it in half. She actually doesn't show it with the pressing cloth at this point, so let's just do it without. I'm just going to try and get get that fold. Let's do that one more. Yeah, here for sure I need to get that tacky glue going again. Okay, so I'm going to move on a little bit. Okay, to get crisp corners, you can rescore the wall segments from the Peltex side. I also like to fold on the score line and lightly press while covering with a press cloth. Oh, well, we didn't do it with the press cloth. So there we go. So we got our scores in here, then this score. This is our kind of our last score. It looked like kind of my felt shifted a little bit, but I think we're okay. You can kind of see a little bit of the Peltex. I might try and trim that. Oh, Kathy, did she? I will have to check it out. That's awesome. Yeah, she's just like great. And I'm so happy that I get to work on this project. Yeah, I might refold that a little bit. We're just gonna let this be. We're gonna figure this out once we put it together, I think. Like once we put it together, I think our ends will meet a little bit. And again, I think that's probably not the front anyway. Okay, let's go to the next step, I think. Actually, you know what? While we're here, so the next step is actually putting the vellum windows in. I want to just make sure I don't have any more of this white around. Just this one. And so I'm being really careful though now because I don't want to snip my stitches, my embroidery stitches, like I almost just did there. I'm just trying to get in here, get rid of a little bit more of this excess. So this is good. This is a good learning bit. Oh, cool, Kathy. But yeah, this is just I'm going to learn from this to just cut my openings just a hair bigger, I think, because this felt is going to shift, especially when it's on a fold like this, because, you know, if we're folding this way, then it's stretching the felt a little bit more. So it's going to shift on me. And this is that window that I don't think I cut big enough from the get-go. All right. I think maybe I'll get this a little bit too. Again, don't want to snip into my embroidery stitches. So I'm making sure I'm getting up underneath that. Yeah, I'll definitely trim a little bit bigger on the next bit. All right, I think that's good. Should I do this piece too? Maybe. I'm doing it, might as well just be all perfection-y on all of them, right? All right, there we go. I feel better about that. So now you don't see the white little edge as much on these. Yeah, I think that helped a lot now that I'm looking at it. You know, let's try and score this line a little bit more. I'm just going to try and fold it over a little bit more. I want it just a hair beyond the felt here. Like it was a little too shy. Like I could see it a little bit too much. But I think we can adjust that later. We got our general scores in here. I think it'll come together. Let's move on. Okay, next up is the part I'm kind of excited about. It's the throwing the vellum on. So what we need to do, it looks like, okay, cut vellum pieces that are slightly larger than each window. And then we're gonna apply some glue around the window. And then we're gonna place the vellum on top of the window. And we're gonna try and put something on it. I might just put my ruler on it like that to kind of hold it down so the vellum doesn't curl. Okay, so let's just eyeball this. So I'm gonna take, well, let's grab, I don't have one by me. I guess we're using the fabric scissors. I don't have my paper scissors by me. So I'm just leaving, I don't know, like a 1/4 inch or so. I'm just gonna eyeball this. This is all on the inside, so, you know, it's not gonna be seen. Cut across there. All right, so there's my first little piece. I think that's probably more than fine. It's actually gonna be near this fold, so I'm gonna err on the side of putting it this way a little bit. Actually, it might actually be a little wide. Still needs to be skinny enough that it's not going to be on our score lines. I'm going to just make another one like that for the other window. I like when you don't have to be exact on things. Like, I like that I don't have to do this perfectly and it's still going to turn out nice. That makes me happy. Okay. So there's the 2 larger windows. I think that will do. And this is going to be so cute. All right, let's put this to the side. Let's do our little small windows. So we just do kind of like little squares for that, it looks like. This vellum cuts really easily, so that's good. All right, that's looking good. Let's cut another one of those. Oh, we're gonna be able to put this little candle behind it soon. That's gonna be fun. All right. Okay, I'm gonna scooch my pressing mat out of the way just so I don't get glue all over it. Okay, let's dab this glue on. So we are using the tacky glue. No, Gretchen, I would not do one large pane across, and the reason for that is, you know, I'm guessing obviously because it's not my design, but I'm guessing that the reason for it is because we do have these scores, right? So if we glue one all the way across, it might get all kind of weird by the scores. So I'm trying to keep them smaller, like within the width of these scores. Okay. And I'm going to use this ruler just to place on top of it. Hopefully I don't get tons of glue everywhere. Okay, so let's just dab this on. See how well I do with glue today. This kind of part freaks me out a little bit too. Like, what if I get glue everywhere? I also got this teeny tiny tacky glue because I'm like, oh, that might be enough tacky glue for one of these Lil Felt Village guys, but who knows? If it's not enough, I will go get some more. I'm just kind of spreading it around. I think that's probably maybe a good idea. We'll see. I don't want it like oozing out. All right. I suspect that's not going to dry right away, so I'm going to do another one quick, and then we'll put it on the first one. Okay, let's give that a go. So let's throw. I'm not sure I'll need to weigh the ruler down. It said lightly, put something lightly on it. I don't want to like smear this up because then my glue will be visible on the vellum, I think. Oh yeah, it is trying to curl a little bit, so let's get this second one on. There we go. I am gonna see. Look at it curl. I am gonna just plop this down. There we go. It's not. I don't think we really need the weight. I think we just need it to lie flat. We just need something to prevent it from curling. And I think this is going to be enough weight for that. So yeah, this is cool. This works great. I can put my hand here while I work on the next piece. I think that worked out swell. Whoop, that's a pretty big glob. Let's push that out a little bit more. All right, looks good. You know, I don't think I've ever done anything with vellum either. Man, I gotta get making some greeting cards or something. Get using some of these fun materials a little bit more. All right, last little circle window here. Wow, we're already done with this step of the this clock tower, or the tower part. Oh wait, no, there is one more. There's one more thing to do yet. Just glanced up at the instructions. This piece is going to be done though, for now. All right, I'm gonna throw the cover back on. Wow. All right. I'm just being careful pressing that because I don't want to slide it, because I don't want a big smear of glue on the vellum. Like, I don't want to be able to see that. So, all right, I am putting the ruler on like that, and I think I'm gonna just shimmy this off to the side, and we'll be done with that guy for a little while. So next up, we need this tower platform. So this is ultimately what that tower is going to be sitting on, and then there'll be like a light underneath that can shine through, and then I think there's going to be another light on the top. So like our tower, or maybe it might be this way too. Oh yeah, actually I think it is like this. So we have that base, right? So we have this, and then I suspect that this goes up on top here. So we will put this on the ground. It'll go like this. Then there'll be light shining through, and then our tower will be on top of that, and we'll have the light from here shining through the windows that we just did. I'm guessing. I am totally guessing. I have not looked ahead, but I bet you that's what's happening here. All right, I need the Peltex piece that matches this. Here we go. Tower platform. So we are going to pull our template off. We don't need that anymore. And we are going to fuse. Again, I need to find the rough side of this. On the rough side is the glue side. Oh, you used vellum for paper piecing one time. Oh, it was great. Oh, interesting. Not the English paper piecing, the foundation paper piecing. Oh, that's a good idea, Rob. And then you can kind of trace your design right on there, I bet, really easily. All right, here again, I feel like this, my Peltex square is a bit smaller than the felt square, so I'm going to trim this right now before I get too far. Although this is on the inside, does it really matter? Nah, we'll do it anyway. So I'm just going to snip a little bit more into this. So yeah, actually, I don't think anyone's going to ever see this part, so it's not like the windows where I want some of that cut away, but let's do it just so I don't accidentally glue some of this Peltex to something else. I think I just need to kind of trim two sides a little bit. Whoop. Man, throwing stuff everywhere tonight. All right, so I just cut that a little bit bigger. I mean, it's not super centered or anything, but I think we'll be okay still. I do maybe I do need to cut the other sides too, because it ultimately does need to be centered. So let's just trim it up a little bit more. Hopefully I'm not making a mess of all this. I'm trimming more than I was thinking I would, but oh well. Okay, I think we're still good. Oh, you really like working with Peltex? It's a great invention. Yeah, I'm excited. I'd like to, play with it some more. There, so now I kind of have this centered, and now, like, if we flip it around, you don't see it as much. Again, I don't think you would anyway, because it is going to be on the inside, this part, I believe. Okay, so again, I'm just going to kind of check that it's centered. I'm looking at these points here to make sure that those are all kind of the same. Make sure the iron is heated up again, and I'm going to throw my kitchen towel on here again. And we are going to just fuse that. Double check. Yep, the felt side is up, the glue side is down. Don't want to accidentally glue it to my kitchen towel. Ooh, we gotta get our Wonder Clips out next. That's fun. I'm gonna try that, Robin, because I'm sure I'm gonna have some of this left over. Ooh, goodness. I'm gonna have some of the vellum left over because, you know, we did 4 windows already and we barely used any of it. All right, let's see if that glued down. Something's sticking for sure. Oh, it's just because it's kind of felt it's sticking to. It's not quite. I need to hit it longer. So it is. I mean, the reason that I'm having to hold it a while, I suspect, is because it's very thick. Like this Peltex is, you know, like a 1/16 of an inch thick. So there's a lot of, we gotta like penetrate way down in there to get the heat low enough to get to the glue nubbins. You can just use it as the bottom of the fabric bin or pouch. Oh, all sorts of stuff for the excess Peltex. Yeah, because I do have, I think, a whole pile of the Peltex left over. And obviously, you know, I'm sure all these other Lil Felt Villages use all of these materials too, so I'll probably make sure I save enough because it'd be fun to do another one of these Lil Felt Village fellers. All right, that's gonna be enough. And we're actually gonna glue the felt edges over, so even if this isn't perfectly fused, it'll be attached just because we're gonna glue these over. But I think we're pretty good. Maybe just on these corners, they're not all the way, but I think we're enough that it's gonna hold. So, all right, we are gonna glue some more. This time, I need to get my Wonder Clips involved. So these Wonder Clips are those, this is what I use as pin alternatives. You probably could press the opposite side like this. The nice thing about a pressing cloth is that I'm not putting my iron directly on the felt here, like just in case the felt would get damaged or something. And I'm also not accidentally gluing this down to, you know, my nice pressing mat surface. I would, if anything, it would accidentally get glued to my, you know, old kitchen towel. So, you know, that might be a reason why you wouldn't want to just iron it like this. Oh, Dawn, that sounds just awesome. All right, so now we are going to be flipping this over and gluing it down, but, you know, that's going to want to pop up right away. So we have our Wonder Clips. I typically use these instead of pins. They're really, really, really strong clips. Betz mentions that if they leave dents, once this is all dry, we can just iron it, and then we should be able to see it. But as we glue, I'm gonna need like probably 3 per side here. She has one in the middle, it looks like, and then once she does the 2 sides together, then she has one up in there like that. So, okay, that makes sense. We'll do that. So it looks like she did all the glue first and then folds it up. So let's see how we do on that. And I mean, there's not much felt here, so we will go right on, oh gosh, comes out fast. We'll go right on the edge. Wow, I'm goobing it up here. Let's just spread that out. Definitely don't have a touch for this tacky glue yet. Wow, yeah, that's a lot. Spread, 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 spread. I have a feeling I'm gonna get this all over my hands. We'll see how we do tonight. This is not super glue. I was always freaked out. I mean, I'm still kind of am freaked out by super glue. I don't know. In my head, when I was little, there was always you super glue your fingers together and you'd never be able to get your fingers apart ever again. That's kind of in the back of my head as like a fear. You'll get stuck to something or never ever get unstuck from super glue. last bit. Give a little bit of squeeze and then smudge. This side's pretty thick yet. All right, I think that'll do. It's still a little thick here, but our felt's pretty thick too. All right, let's see. Maybe the best way to do this is by holding it. So I can kind of hold it in the middle maybe and fold it over. Nope, getting glue everywhere. We'll just do one. Oh, here we go. We'll do one side at a time. So I'm just going to let's do all the middles. So I'm going to do all the middles first. There we go. Let's get that down. Then we'll come back and match up those corners. And obviously, I think this is going to be like an overnight situation. Waiting for this glue, the wet glue to dry. So I suspect we have a little bit of time here because it's not going to dry right away. So I don't think you have to really rush through this. Oh, Catherine, you're just so sweet. Everything needs a sound effect. Gosh, these things always feel like they want to fling out of my hand, like across the room. All right, whoa, geez, flinging everything. All right, now let's get this corner. So I'm going both sides. That's why there was a little, there's that flat cut. So we're like making a mitered corner. So it's coming up. They're lining up kind of perfectly here. So I'm just gonna squish all this down. And let's get another clip in the corner here. Ooh, there, that's good. Good, 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 good. Okay. Yeah, it feels like the felt wants to stick to that glue, so that's good. It's at that tacky stage. Yeah, once we squish it into there, it stays a little bit better. All right, and last bit. Okay. So cute from the front. I mean, it really looks like a nice finished edge, which I'm suspecting is the point, right? Because we're going to be seeing, we're going to be seeing it from the edge. So we're going to want that nice edge, it'll be like this, right? So it's important that we have this little wraparound piece, I suppose. So, all right, cool. So that is that. Let's just, let's see what is next. So we are totally done with this step. I'm going to just flip you guys here. So, all right, we have, again, this is teachable.com. This is the platform that Betz's class is on. And it's just, you only pay for the class. You don't pay like a monthly fee or anything to use Teachable. But it's nice. It's all divided up in steps. So like we just did stabilizing the tower. You can write comments and stuff. All right, so next, let's do complete and continue. There we go. So now it jumped us to the next step, and it looks like, okay, so stabilizing the clock house. So looks like the same sort of deal. We're going to cut out our shapes. I'm just looking at the pictures quick, and then we're going to press it down. Okay, so the flap is to the right again. Yeah, so same deal. We're scoring our lines. Oh, cute! Look, okay, so this is where she put the vellum in. Okay, rescore the wall segments. Okay, we did that. Place the clock house onto a piece of vellum. Okay, so trace the inside of the clock onto the vellum. So, all right, so interesting. So this is where we're changing things up a little bit. We're doing the vellum first and gluing those tiny, tiny little bits on. Oh, before we glue it in, and then we have that as a guide. Okay, so a little bit different this step, but the first part is the same. We need here's our little clock tower bit, and we need the corresponding Peltex piece. So we don't have a ton of time left, but we can probably at least get these cut out or started to be cut out. So I kind of did this backwards. I should have maybe traced on this side. I don't know. Let's, I'm just going to kind of reinforce these score lines a little bit just by pressing them again. We just scored it with a pencil when we made these. Just pressed really hard with like a mechanical pencil. This will just give some memory to it by doing it here. Okay. And really it's got to go this way, doesn't it? So same deal. Let's, so the flap goes to the right. Then we're placing it on top again. Ooh, so one thing I gotta watch out for, and I did not do this with the other one, I think hopefully just happened, I gotta make sure that all my little threads are to the back, because I don't want to fuse the back on and have, you know, have threads sticking out of the front. So I gotta make sure that I just kind of tuck those back here. And the nice thing is that this kind of sticks to the Peltex, so you know, that's gonna hold back there. I can see what it looks like before I actually press. But right now I'm just trying to center it. I'm gonna get a little higher, more straight down, so we can make sure that it's good. The height is good, and I think we're looking perfectly fine right now. Let's trace these insides again. And remember, let's cut these a little bit bigger so I don't have to trim them like I did last time. Circle big for sure. Oh, I don't know where I started. Nope, we'll go just a little farther. Okay, and this guy. All right. Yep, so again, I'm gonna just trim these a bit bigger. Using my super sharp scissors again. It's not really sharp point, but it cuts really nicely, so we're gonna just stab it in there, get it going. All right, and I'm gonna get a little bit on the outside of this line again, actually more than a little bit. I'm gonna go like a 32nd of an inch or so. Erring on the side of a little bit on the outside. I think that's a good idea. Who knows? I suppose we'll see as we go along. I may still have to trim like I did before because it was shifting, especially once I was like folding it back like this again. You know, the felt has to stretch, it has to go somewhere. So, you know, might have to trim this a little bit more. Just cutting my way in here. Yeah, this one too, I'm just gonna go a little bit bigger. Man, this is, oh, actually, I was going to say, man, we're like close to being finished. This is like all this assembly, putting this Peltex on, that's going to be close to finished. But I think there are a bunch of cute little details that we're still going to do once this is assembled. There's those, gosh, what do you even call those? Those little arcs, decorative arcs on the exterior. I don't know what those are called in real life. We'll have to see what she calls them here. Huh. I don't know. They're part of the tower. I'll show you what I mean when we're done. I'll show you the photo of it again. Little corner arches. Decorative arches. Okay, there we go. Oh, they sound deadly when I put them down. Yeah, this is my mega scissors. All right, so that's that. Let's see, what's the next bit? Is it just fusing it to it? We probably have time to fuse it down. Yeah, next up is fusing. Let's do that. So fusing it, and then all the vellum stuff. So maybe we'll do the vellum tomorrow, like putting in the windows, because we have that extra step of putting in our little whatever time it is in there before we glue it down. So we will we'll do all that tomorrow. So I'm just making sure my ends are underneath the Peltex. Let's just check all the other ones too. Yep, there and there. Yep, they're out of the way. Excellent. Heating up the iron again. Let's just place this as well as we can. I think we're looking good. All right, get this mat. It's not hard to cut the Peltex. It does seem, it's like a combination of plastic and fabric is kind of what it feels like when you cut through it. It feels like you're cutting through a piece of felt that has some plasticky crust on it, really. So it's not hard to cut. Like I'm not having to force my hand to cut it. It's not like solid plastic or anything like that. So, it's fine. It's easy. I guess the biggest thing is that there is a thickness to it, so if I'm cutting it at an angle, I am getting a little bit of an angle in there. Ooh, this is interesting. So the clock part of this is like several layers of felt thick, so I almost can't even press straight down. This is interesting, yeah. I might have to flip this over to press just to have access to the felt that's actually touching the Peltex. Yeah, I probably can just hang out here a bit longer with the iron. That'll probably do it. I'm going to hit this side later where I can focus on not getting on that flap. Let's just try and get over here first and work our way over. Oh, what is Teachable? It's just for Betz, or is it classes from all teachers? So it is a platform. It's an online platform where teachers can teach classes. So a lot of them are arts and crafts related, but I don't think all of them are. So it's just a nice place for if a teacher wants to teach a class, it is formatted for learning. So a teacher can divide it up into courses. They can give it to their students bits at a time. They can put video on. So, and it's a great place for, people like us to discover new things. So, like if you're interested in calligraphy, for example, learning calligraphy, I bet you there's a bunch of courses on Teachable for that. So you can do a search for learn calligraphy and then see all the classes and decide what might be best for you and take a class. So it's not just for Betz thing. It is all sorts of classes, all sorts of teachers. Okay, so it's free. Like it's not a monthly fee. However, it's the teacher who sets the price for their class. And I think they might get to decide how they set it. Like they might charge a monthly fee, or like with Betz's case, it's all one fee up front. So you just pay for the class. It's not like some of these other places where you have to pay a monthly fee forever and ever and ever your whole life. It's just paying for the class, I believe. I mean, at least for Betz, that's what it is. You're just paying for the class. The actual platform, Teachable, is free. Like I'm not, right now when I'm on Teachable, I'm not paying for Teachable. I just paid for her class. Just want to peek at how I'm doing here. Yeah, I suspect I needed to be on here a little bit longer. Oh, all the bottom I got. We're not bad. So, and then here I knew I wasn't enough yet, but everywhere else, so we just got to hit this top yet, and then over here I'm going to just flip it around. Let's just look at this old towel. Oh, you guys, I should mention this here. So I have that Make, Play, Craft embroidery kits online right now. I am not going to have the bundles available for that much longer. Like, I might take them down this week. So those have the kitchen towels in them. Oh, a couple of those bundles. So there's 2 different special bundles that go with those new embroidery kits. The bundles will be coming down, but the kits won't. So you'll still be able to buy the kits individually. And then I am hoping to have, a little bit later, I'll have kitchen towels that are stitchable just available on the website. And I might have some other things, like if you just want some needles to purchase or some individual supplies. I'm going to have a few more of those things on soon. So soon I will be able to get rid of all these horrible, icky old towels and start using some new ones. And I want to stitch on them. I want to do some stitch-alongs here with the towels. Because that's just a nice, good, traditional embroidery thing, is stitching on kitchen towels, right? And I need new ones, obviously. All right. Yeah, my guess, Gretchen, on Teachable, I'm assuming that there are probably some completely free courses. Again, that just depends on the designer or the teacher. If they want to offer a free class, then they can probably put that up on Teachable. All right, I think we are as attached as we're gonna be, so we can kind of ease those folds again. It's still pretty warm. I don't think I need to iron. Oh yeah, towels would be great Christmas presents. Yeah, I might actually do like a cute little surprise or like a cute little bundle of like just cute little supplies. I keep saying surprise, but supplies that would be just like cute gifting for like a crafty person who wants to get into embroidery, just having all those supplies just available. Cute! Check it out. All right, so tomorrow we will do that vellum for the clock tower here, all those little windows, and we do have these tiny, God, I almost lost one. I thought this was a scrap over here, but I don't think it is. Nope, here's my hour hand and my minute hand. Oh my God, they're tiny. I can't lose these. So we will be gluing these. Here's the little template papers on the back. We'll be gluing these to the vellum for our time. So we have to decide on a time by tomorrow. I'm still thinking like 8:30 since that's our scope time here. And I think 8:30 in October, that's dark outside. So at least by us here. So I think it might be 8:30 unless it looks goofy. We'll decide tomorrow. But cute. I'm super stoked for this. So then this will also have like some sort of platform here where we'll have our little let's just put it in. I want to see what it looks like. Turn on. There we go. Let's see if I can hold this up. So this guy you'll set that in here in the top of your cute little house like that. Your spooky clock tower, and it'll have the little vellum piece on there, which will be adorable. And then you'll get to see all the light. So we have some direct light on here, whereas the other one, the light is kind of coming up from the surface. So fun! All right, we are ready to continue on this tomorrow. We're really cruising on this, I think. So we'll probably we'll undo these clips tomorrow as well and see how this glued up. And I'm just gonna leave. Ooh, hopefully I'm not gluing this to each other. Nope. All right, so I'm gonna just leave my ruler here to this is keeping that surface flat so it doesn't curl up. I think that's plenty fine. I don't think I need anything more. I mean, here. There, that's a little extra weight. So, all right, you guys, I'm going to flip you around and we'll call it an evening here. There, hello again. I am just smiling through this whole project. It is just so sweet and fun. I am just really excited to see what this looks like with a candle. And tomorrow, since we have the vellum glued onto the other piece, we could kind of do a test on that, like actually curl it up around around one of these little candles and see what the vellum looks like with it finished. That's gonna be fun. I'm stoked. So awesome, you guys. Man, Friday tomorrow. So we'll work on this tomorrow, and then we won't be back to it till Monday again. So all right. I will get this up on YouTube. I'm having a little kind of goofy trouble with my videos getting a little mixed up on YouTube, so hopefully it's working itself out, or I'll try and figure it out some more tonight. But I will get this video up. Hopefully it works tonight, so it'll be available if you want to watch the replay. And again, I'll be here tomorrow, so have a great evening, and I'll see you then. Good night.